Assalamu alaikum everyone. You're welcome to this channel. This is the fourth video on using Microsoft Word to create a good thesis report. My name is Mohammed Taylor and you're welcome. In this video we are going to look at working with margins. By the way, margins are the amount of white space between the edge of a page and the text in a document. So if we have a document such as the one you're seeing on the screen, then we have the left margin would look something like this. This is the edge of the page and this is the text. So this is the left margin and here is the top margin and this is the right margin, and of course we have the bottom margin, except that we cannot see it on the screen as it is. So usually in the course of writing your thesis report, you would want to set margins. So suppose the guideline of your institution is to set the margins as presented on the screen. That is, the left margin to be 3.5 centimeters, the top margin and the bottom margins to be 2.5 centimeters, and the right margin to be 2.0 centimeters. How are we going to do that? Let's go to Microsoft Word and illustrate how it is done. We're going to open our Microsoft Word, and that is the document we have saved under the name My Report. Looking at the margin, obviously they do not agree with the specification, so we need to set the margins. In order to set the margin, you go to Layout. So we click on Layout, and to the left of the ribbon we have margins there, and there are predefined margins from which you can select, but in most cases you go to Custom Margins, so that you click and you are presented with a dialog box. Now this dialog box has 4 tabs to it, but the one of interest is the Margins tab. However, when you look at the text boxes on this dialog box, we find that the units specified in the text boxes are in inches, and since we want to set our margins according to the specified centimeters, one way of going about it is to convert the centimeters into inches and then fill in the boxes, and another way is to change the settings of the units of measurement for Microsoft Word to centimeters, and I think we are going for the second one, so I will cancel the process of setting the margins. Now to change the units, we go to File. On the left pane we look for Options, and then we have Options there. Then on the left pane again we look for Advanced, and in Advanced Options we look for Display. There is Display, and you will see that here we have Show Measurements in Units of, and the selected unit is inches, so we change it to centimeters, and we click the OK button. So now the settings for the Microsoft Word is now in centimeters, and now we can go ahead and set the margins. So like we said, we are going to now click on Layout, go to Margins, then click on Custom Margins, and you can see the boxes now are filled with units in centimeters. So the settings, the specification of the guideline is that the top margin should be 2.5 centimeters, the bottom 2.5 centimeters, the left margin should be 3.5 centimeters, and the right is 2.0 centimeters. So once you have filled in the appropriate measurements in the text boxes, you click the OK button. Once we have clicked the OK button, you find that the margins are set. When you look at it, you see that to the left, that is the left margin is appropriately 3.5 centimeters. You have at the top margin is 2.5, the bottom is 2.5 as well, the right margin is 2.0 centimeters, and all through your document these settings apply, except that when we look into the section 1 part of the document, that is where we are going to keep our preliminary page contents, we will see that the settings do not apply, and that is normal, because when you split a document into 2 sections, then whatever formatting you apply to one section, it does not apply in the other section. So because our mouse pointer was in the second section, in section 2, all the margin settings that we applied will only apply to section 2, and that is why we are seeing this section of the document having the margins we have set. If we want the margins to apply to section 1, we have to also click in section 1 and then do the same procedure of clicking the Layout tab, go to Margins, go to Custom Margins, and then re-enter the values for the top 2.5 again, bottom 2.5, left 3.5, and right 2.0. Once that is done, you click the OK button, and the section 1 part of the document is also set to the specified margins. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have benefited from the video. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you.